Hey brothers and sisters, Doug Rosner here, Handy Home Helper renovation episode. Continuation of the backsplash tile. Obviously it's more than a backsplash when it goes up and over the window. And so you know, I set my laser right at the center point, carried it right on up to make sure when I came up and over those windows, I already had line up there marked out. Can't remember if I showed you that or not. That way when I get up top, I actually work from the center out, not from the sides, to make sure it stacks. Quick note, if you look at the center of the grid, it's actually not the center of the window. Okay, that's just the way it is. All right, that light, that's not mine. I didn't put it in, electrician did. That's not centered. I can't do anything about that. They can fix that later. Okay, so over here, just want to show you, I did the layout. I got the Schluter strip put in, and that's a laser line going up, right? And no, it might not, and it actually, I checked it, yeah. Distance between the Schluter strip and the corner here, and that same measurement up top is a little different. That's the way it is. I can't do anything about it. Don't run tile out of level, out of plumb. Bad mistake. Okay. Now, show you here, tile matches. Over here at the top of the tile, right? Okay. And it actually, it was 1/8 inch, and over here, because of the cabinets, right? Countertops on top of the cabinets, of course. Alrighty. There's a difference. I can't just go and use this countertop as the starting point right here and get to that line there. You can see what I have to do is I got a wedge, obviously more than 1/8 inch. What it would be is just one of these spacers, an 1/8 inch spacer, turned flat, laying down, and have the tile there so the tile's not sitting dead down on the countertop. You never want to do that because that gives you absolutely no wiggle room whatsoever in terms of plumbing. I'm sorry, level line, just like where it came across here, right? That's an 1/8 inch off. There's some places where it's a little bit more or a little bit less to keep the tile level. Alrighty. So over here then, what also I did was, that's the center line, and that's a center line from the termination at the Schluter strip over to the corner. When I did it, I put a piece of tile up here. I didn't measure off the drywall because it would be a difference of a good 5/16 if I didn't do that, because that is where we're coming from, because this tile ran first. The tile from the sink ran first. Okay, so, and then I got my center line. Okay, hence, there we are. You can see the mark on the tile. That's the center. Away we go. Start with a full tile split, because the same thing over here at the sink, right there. Okay, there was a line here for the center of sink, and that's where that came from. Okay, so we're coming across and we maintain that line. You can see there's different degrees of, if you will, wedging that's in here to maintain that line. You'll see I have a temporary support board right here to hold the tile, right? Then coming off, you want to work from the Schluter strip back, right? In this case, you don't have to work from the center, okay? Because I want these pieces, the cut pieces, to be the same. I don't want them to differ, right? If anything's going to differ, it'll be right here. That's approximately 2 5/8. But that's the measurement, but that's not the tile. The tile will be 1/8 inch less because of the joint, and then a little bit off of the cabinet, which that's going to get a piece of scribe right here. Scribe is a trim that goes with cabinets. The same thing over here, that will get scribe. It's a piece of trim that will run from the bottom of the wall cabinet to the top of the wall cabinet. It'll cover this joint and give it a finished look. Alrighty. Now, with that, what I did was, that's center of tile right there, right? again, I laser lined up, so I'll make sure it's a check. As I'm coming across, it's checking me. Oh, am I where I need to be? Also, as tile's not perfect, by the way, so you know, ceramic tile, forget, natural stone is definitely off. Trying to get natural stone exactly right is pretty much impossible in terms of exactness of measurements, because it's stone, right? And so what you do is you put yourself off measure points, right? And that's what I have right here. That's a line that I'll check as I bring up the tile. I'll check it to make sure I'm along this line, because what can happen is, and I'll show you from this way, because tile being what it is, it's not a perfect, exactly 100%, there's going to be variations in it. You can get this line to start to bow up or to droop down, even though you're stacking right on top of this line right here that's been lasered. That's the way, that's reality. So these are checks that will check me, or check the tile. Of course I need checking too, yeah, all the time. And to make sure that I'm on a level line. Reason being is, same reason as over here, I didn't want a very different width of piece right above that window molding, that casing, okay? Now, what I had to do was I had to get to that point, and if you'll see, okay, there's my spacers, right? That's what we want, the 1/8 inch. But over here I couldn't do that. I had to cheat, if you will, these joints a little bit smaller in order to achieve the same width of tile above the window, because the window's just a little bit off, right? And nothing unusual. Then what I had to do though, as soon as I did that, I had to go the opposite direction to make sure that we didn't have a pie-shaped looking pieces up here at the ceiling, right? My tile at the bottom was level, right? The top of the window trim or window is not. It's running down to the left, okay? Hence, that's why I had to cheat on this side with the tile. But then the ceiling is working against the window, going the opposite direction in terms of out of level. So what I had to do was, if you look at the joint just above the window, you'll see I got wedges in there, but they're differing. They're not all the same. Reason being is, I needed this side, I needed to increase the joint. On this side, I needed to decrease the joint so that when I got up to the ceiling, my pieces would not be greatly different, or what we call pie-shaped. Well, that's the same thing here that I'm doing with this line over here. This is the stove, and then the vent, hood vent, which is right here, which you'll see, okay? But again, to make sure that, say when this hood vent is hung, that it doesn't look, that it looks symmetrical when the hood vent is hung. Now they gotta hung it level and plumb in order for it to work right, because my tile will be level and plumb. And these lines here are what checks me, checks the tile to make sure indeed we have that. We don't just start with the tile and run and go. You'll get in trouble with that. Anyhow, just some things to think about and look at if you're either attempting, which I wouldn't just go attempt tile without experience, but it also gives you some knowledge to know if you're getting tile done, things to look for. Alrighty, okay, hey, I know it went a little long. Doug Rosner, Handy Home Helper, signing off. Have a groovy day.